Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
So at least one, maybe two people have asked us to do something with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. My answer to that question is no, but I did promise to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for at least a few minutes.
Rebirth in the pod intro.
During the pod intro or during the outro.
All right, let's catch us up to speed, folks. I have finished Rebirth months ago. Chris, where are you at in Rebirth?
I have recently arrived at Costa del Sol.
Good. And my favorite Honda.
Is that what it's called? Costa del Sol?
Yeah, but I drove a Del Sol for 5 years.
Okay, I want to make sure. I've rode some scooters around and went to the beach.
How'd you find the scooters? Annoying or interesting?
Considering that I recently finished Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth.
Also a scooter game.
Also a scooter game.
That is also a scooter game.
They're better than the scooters in Like a Dragon.
That sucks, because those scooters in Final Fantasy VII are terrible.
Yeah, but you haven't played with the scooters in Like a Dragon?
No, I haven't left Japan yet in that game.
Okay. Well, you get a scooter in Japan. So anyway, I'm playing the game and I'm enjoying the game. And one of the things that I am enjoying about it is that I don't remember shit about Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
I remember the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, and I remember the end of Final Fantasy VII and the major moments of it. But I don't remember some of these sub-major moments. Like, I did not remember that some shit was going to go down on the boat on the way to Costa del Sol.
I mean, there was not a card battle with a very fantastic Red 13 scene in the original Final Fantasy VII.
I understand that, but I completely forgot about the boss battle there, where you fight Genova. Final Fantasy VII spoilers.
That's not in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, you fight Genova on the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I completely replayed 7 in January of this year.
I'm pretty sure you fight Genova on the boat, but the lead up to it is much different. I think there's just like some bad guys or some zombies or something get out, and you have to fight them, and then you do a boss battle, and it's just Genova, and you're not even necessarily aware of the fact that that has anything to do with Sephiroth at that time.
Did you remember that there was a dolphin minigame in Junon?
No, is there a dolphin minigame?
Yeah,
in
it's
Junon?
Completely different, but you do a little minigame with a dolphin.
Okay, I'm like, what's with this dolphin? Why is dolphin? But I guess why is dolphin?
How come dolphin?
Yes, how come dolphin? So anyway, the sprawl and the bloat of the game has not gotten to me yet because I find the battle mechanics to be pleasant.
So surely you've gotten the proto-relic by playing all of Fort Condor.
Yes.
Really?
I have, yeah.
Did you play Intermission that had Fort Condor,
Yes.
or was that your first? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Fort Condor, you can pretty easily brute force.
Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't learn a fucking thing. I just brute forced that. And then I didn't do the advanced, harder missions, but I did do the proto-relic missions.
Yeah, and I'm sure that stuff's going to wear on me.
It is different. The proto-relic stuff is different in every new continent.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm pretty sure like just the minigame stuff is going to wear on me in situations in which I cannot conscript my kids to like play soccer with Red 13 for me.
Yeah.
Because they played that for like half an hour last night and had a fucking blast.
Have they ever played Rocket League?
I think they tried it out once, but they were not skilled enough to be able to handle it, but I think they probably could now.
Fake gamer kids.
Yes. Well, the Fortnite. I don't really have any striking thoughts other than the fact that, hey, I kind of like this game a lot more than I expected to.
It's pretty good. I go back and forth between thinking it is a masterpiece achievement of color and interaction and storytelling and a bloated slog. So, depending on the day, it could be either one.
You want to hear some hot sounds I recorded?
Uh-huh.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast covering classic Japanese role-playing games where we discuss them chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back. It's Season 6. It's Final Fantasy Tactics, a game that has not yet been remade, but maybe perhaps one day will. My name is Chris, and I'm joined today by Eric. Hello. Hi.
What's up, Chris?
Hi. Nice to see you again. You got an earpiece in there?
Yeah. Al Michaels is feeding me lines. Go ahead.
You bleeding?
I am.
Okay.
I'm communicating with Dom and Marcus. Go ahead.
Okay, Dom. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on a secret video feed at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion who tried to join the Elder Gods Raiden and Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 4.
Initializing FakeNet. They told me I had to be the toilet god, and I told them to shove it.
I don't even know who Shinnok is. Should I know who Shinnok?
Well, clearly you didn't play Sub-Zero Mythologies before you played Mortal Kombat 4 and learned about Shinnok and Fujin and the other elder gods that try to maintain the balance between Earth and Outworld in Mortal Kombat 4.
Should we play Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero as a God Bless the Ring miniseries?
No.
Okay.
Sub-Zero was my favorite Mortal Kombat character, and I remember, I bought Mythologies day one because I was like, oh my fucking god, an entire game starring Sub-Zero, and I was profoundly disappointed.
I'm sorry about that.
Less so in Mortal Kombat 4, but that's maybe another story for a different... I mean, maybe we should play it for, I don't know, maybe we'll fuck around with it on a stream one day at patreon.com/...
Retro AM.
That's right, Chris.
Tinkering with junk.
So last time we beat Marquise de Elmdor, and Chris and I were doing some pre-show prep today about, hey, what do you have next? And Chris's game does not have the next scene, which I didn't know until we talked about it.
Yes, and I didn't know this until I was reviewing some information on the internet, and I was profoundly affected with an A when I read that this exists in the game. So
you know that it exists, but you don't know the play-by-play?
Exactly.
Okay. So there is it's like a bonus map between, where were we, the Castle Keep and the Undercroft?
Mm-hmm.
Limberry Castle, Inner Court. Music, Holy Angelus theme plays, and we're back outside moving about the putrid yellow tiled courtyard. No one is seen, but a capitalized, mysterious voice fills a dialogue text box.
Oh no.
You'll not enter the Undercroft on my watch. The way is shut. Ramza looks around but finds no one. He demands the voice reveal themselves. The unknown voice indulges in Ramza's bafflement. Naive as ever, I see. The camera spins around, placing the point of view on one of the courtyard ledges. Fucking Argath teleports in.
Meeting with Argath.
But he looks different. A new ruffly pink shirt. But his face looks dead. My dude is incredibly pale.
So has he been perverted, or has he been resurrected by a pervert stone, or is he just didn't die?
It's in my notes somewhere, but I don't think we pointed out at the time. The explosion where Gragoroth killed Tietra, Argath canonically died in whatever that was, even though I don't recall that ever happening. Whenever I Google Argath, his fandom wiki, etc., that is where he died in this game.
Interesting.
But we didn't point it out. I went back and listened. We didn't notice. Argath just, disappeared.
In the PlayStation version, he is very clearly hit with the explosion.
Okay, I mean, I had an anime cutscene, so I didn't...
Yeah, it is also, this game is anime to some extent, so that it's very possible that he could have survived. If they would have gone the traditional anime route here, he would have been a masked man throughout the entire course of the second half of the game, and then his identity would be revealed later, but instead, he's here.
Nobody's getting sucked in their computer in this game.
No.
Yeah, Zeekton Fortress, on the wiki it says Delita and Ramza killed him. Am I Leonard Shelby? I have no memory of this, etc. Atop the wall, he issues his first taunt. To think my luck so fair that we would have a chance to meet again. Ramza can't believe this shit. Argath, how did I thought you for dead?
How did I thought you for dead?
How did M-dash... How did fuck I thought you for dead? Imagine a half-assed fuck in the middle of that.
Okay, I'm good.
Certainly the PSP wouldn't stoop to the low caliber of Final Fantasy Tactics PS1 with its awful language composition.
That's 100% true.
Either way, Argath appears to no longer be limited by concepts such as death. Dead, oh Ramza, your mind is as common as your friends. I did not die, I was reborn, chosen by a greater power. I did not fall before, nor shall I hear. That fate belongs to you. Chris, are we power ranking your minds as common as your friends? Is that not Old English enough for you? Because it is an insult.
Your mind
is as common as your friends. You're all fucking pores.
Oh, so you hang out with dullards. Also, your brain is a dullard.
Right.
The brain of a dullard. Yes.
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Old English insults power ranking.
I don't think it's a strong insult, but it's an insult nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it's bottom tier, but I think it qualifies as an insult, and it comes from the mouth of our greatest insulter.
The medium in which the insult is delivered does matter in these cases. So let's go with, it's not better than blackguard.
No.
It's not better than churl.
No.
Is it better than mongrel?
I think it is because I've heard mongrel before. I may have been called a mongrel or called someone a mongrel in my lifetime.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're going to put it right there at number 24. So let's restate this. We're up to number 30. Gallant fool, cur, whelp, coal, ungrateful wretch, mongrel, your mind's as common as your friends, churl, blackguard, thrall of the church. This man is naught but boasts and swagger. Men such as you profane the gods to speak their names. He soils our name Dog's my every move, clod, squealer, common maid, wench, courtesan, such wretches, rum duchess, moppets, whoresons, worthless fool of a son, whoreson dog, lackwits, vulgar knave, night soil, milksop rabble, common footpad, and you've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter saw you sired.
Argath then does a squat that ends with him doing a full arm raise, which I think is an attack in Ring Fit Adventure. Then 5 shithead demons, the same purple and silver skull fuckface dude to replace Celia and Letty, appear. They all have their arms crossed, like proper henchmen. This is very funny to me. They're called Ultima Demons.
Yeah, we've met Ultimate Demons before. I love Ultimate Demons. They're probably my favorite monster in the game just because...
Because they're hard?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. When I first saw them, and that before I knew what their names were, I described them as hard demons.
Characters from the television show Gargoyles.
Yeah, these are the second hardest demons in fiction, with Disney's Gargoyles being the first.
Yeah, yes. Of course. Argath lowers his arms and turns to face Ramza, telling him, "You've no hope in this fight. Come, let us kill these maggots." Music, Battle on the Bridge plays. Objective, defeat Argath, commence.
Cool.
Do you want to guess Argath's class?
Death Knight?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a class that we've been aware of before?
I don't know. I don't know how you... I thought you pulled that out of the ether. Like, that's pretty impressive, Chris.
Do you want to know how my word association worked here?
Because he's dead?
Argath is dead. He's a knight. One of the wizard classes in Warcraft 2, the Tides of Darkness on the Horde side, is called Death Knight.
There you go.
Probably also in WoW. I don't know. I never played WoW.
Argath hits my ass with Shadowblade, a Death Knight skill. Cloud Strife. He has limit, but I can't use it. What the fuck? Does my guy need JP, Jurassic Park officially licensed merchandise?
He needs a Materia Blade, which is inside of a volcano in some random place in this world.
Not doing that.
You're not going to get it.
Mid-fight, Ramza turns to Argath after having finally prepared his own taunt.
Mm-hmm.
So your soul is bartered as well. Your grandsire would be proud. Chris, what have you done that makes your grandsire either ashamed or proud?
Is my grandsire my grandfather, or was my father?
You can interpret that.
Whoever sired me?
Yeah.
Whoever sired my sire?
Well, your sire is your father. Your grandsire would be your grandfather.
Okay, well, my grandfather, both of my grandfathers passed away when I was pretty young.
RIP.
One when I was like 7, the other one when I was like 12, maybe.
Early childhood trauma.
Yeah, but one of my grandfathers, one of my grandsires, who died when I was like 7. The one thing that I inherited from him, which I should actually put down here, actually, because it is thematically appropriate, is a globe of the moon.
Oh, that's tight. I've never seen a globe of the moon.
It's really cool. I was actually...
That is some Wilhelm Compass of Order shit you need to have on your desk at all times. How big is it?
About that big.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but the size of a like child basketball.
Uh-huh. Is it on an axis?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You can spin it around and shit. It's nice. I think that my grandsire would be proud that I still display his moon to this day.
That's cool.
And actually planned on bringing it down here when we were making a lot of moon jokes during Final Fantasy VIII, Season 3.
Fuck the moon.
But I forgot every single time. So anyway, yes.
I have my grandsire's ice cream dish that I continue to eat ice cream out of at least once a week.
Oh, cool.
It's nice.
I should actually put the globe down here too, because I could put it near the iron dog, which I also inherited from my grandmother.
That's a real dog.
No, the iron dog over there.
Oh, okay,
the foot scraper dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scrape your feet. Get all the shit off your boots.
Yes. Those are my two mementos of my maternal grandparents.
We must carry them into the future until someone cleans out our room and throws it away in 40 years. Argath can't believe this shit and respond to the full-length promo. You, pampered and coddled from your earliest days, what do you know of our fares? Of being made to toil for another's pleasure, near without reward, being tread upon by even peasant filth, struggling endlessly to rise back to your feet, what do you know of this? I'll purge this kingdom of all who once dared to look down on me. There is no place in the world for the meager.
Ooh, the meager. Wow, well done. Well, good speech.
How do you feel about peasant filth?
I was about to ask you, is he calling them peasant filth? I think he's calling...
Context here. Being tread upon even by peasant filth, struggling endlessly to rise back to your feet. I think he's not calling us peasant filth. I actually think that's the collective peasant filth. Everyone treads upon him.
I think we can let that one go then.
Okay. This seems rhetorical, but Ramza answers the question anyway, telling Argath, "You'll do nothing of the sort." That'll show him, Ramza. Good job, bud. Argath then outclasses Ramza and everybody else in this game when it comes to aggrieved rants. Any debate on that?
No, there's no I mean, even without this segment of the game,
Yeah.
which I don't have, then he still is the
He's
best.
still our champion.
Yeah,
our Intercontinental champion.
He's still the best on the mic.
the living dead champion.
Yes.
The boys get back to fighting, but once again, Argath opens up his mouth. How do you intend to stop me? You who cannot even defend his own sister. A son of House Beelv, and meek as a butterfly all the same. Ha ha ha. A flabbergasted Ramza commands Argath to guard his tongue, but Argath does not guard his tongue. Instead, he says, "Worry not, I'll soon send your dear sister beyond the veil to be with you, just as I did at the Lidas." Finally, though, in the battle, I kill Argath and all of his demons, and he takes a knee, ending his reign of verbal terror with... What do you think Argath fucking checks out with?
I don't think I can put my finger on exactly what he said, but I do believe that it is like baked in classism of some sort.
Unfortunately, no. It's baked in dying soldiers. I watched Saving Private Ryan recently because it was on streaming, and I hadn't seen it in 20 years.
All right.
And he says what a lot of the dying soldiers on the beach say in that movie, and also probably in real life.
Mommy?
Mother, help me. Like mother, like struggling M dash dash M,
Yeah.
mother dot dot dot, help dot 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 me.
Yeah, so he finally saw something other than...
Rage and fury.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of a peaceful... I mean, that's not peaceful. He's scared as hell and he's dying. Can you kill someone who's already dead? We've already had that talk. He's re-dying.
Okay, so we know that kind of like Marquise Elmdor was like... or
In the fucked zone?
Is like he got hit by an arrow and he was either saved or brought back by the Auracite because he had a certain level of compatibility with it so that he could, become a pervert. But Argath isn't subject to Auracite. Was he just...
I don't even know how they found him and resurrected him. Like, he was a low-ranking shithead, remember? Like, who put him... Did Elmdor, like... I don't know. I don't think it mattered. I think we're supposed to think about that. I think it's just supposed to be a fun thing.
Maybe Lawfrey was out there looking for guys.
Oh, yeah.
And when he found... he identified Wheatgraph. And
his rage was burning.
And he also probably was able to identify Argath, found out that he was dead, and he's like, well, we cannot make him a full host or a full pervert, or maybe he's not compatible with any of the Auracite, but we can at least do some demon shit to him and use him to our...
To delay Ramza while I set up the Undercroft.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the big question here is, how do you feel about Argath coming back? Like, do you think he's better left dead? Or do you think that this adds anything?
I mean, that's tough to answer because I didn't know he was dead. I figured he was due for a final act comeback. Like, I expected this to happen in some kind of context. I didn't think he was going to be dead. And I didn't know he just disappeared from your game because he's such a fucking force in the first act.
He is. And I think there is a level of restraints to just not bring him back.
Yeah.
And not do the anime thing.
Like, he has a fucking song in this game. But I don't think it's nearly as egregious and out of place as Balthier or Luso.
Oh, no, those guys are from completely different games.
Sure.
And those kind of things can be written off as silly promotional things. But I think, like, leaving Argath dead, I think he makes such an imprint on the story that you don't need to bring him back, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it makes it...
It cheapens the original Argath?
I think it just overall cheapens the writing just a little bit, because it makes it a little less, or a little more shonen anime. I don't like to use the word anime as a descriptor.
Derogatory?
As a derogatory descriptor, but I think people know what I mean when I say like it makes it more anime, but I'll say shonen anime because it makes it more like, monster of the week kind of thing.
You said but I have no idea.
You have no idea what shonen anime?
Yeah, like you say shonen. To me, shonen, I think is that Dragon Ball?
Yeah, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, everything that I fucking watch.
Okay.
All anime in my realm. Like, not...
Xenosaga, the animation.
Not necessarily. I don't think...
You don't have to explain it. Our listeners know, and I don't. That's fine.
I'm going to give you one example of something that's not a shonen anime that you've seen. Evangelion. That's not a shonen anime.
Oh, no. You can't show that to kids?
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's for kids, but yes.
Okay.
Although it does have the word...
you can.
It does star a young boy, but it's,
Get the fucking robot.
Genre bending.
Ramza ignores the want of mother, instead telling his boys and girls, I'm on my way, Alma.
Congratulations, this battle is complete. You got a scene that doesn't matter. Sorry, PlayStation Portable.
Limberry Castle Undercroft. Oh, who'd you pick for your party? It already made me make my party. I assume you already had a party rolling in here?
Yeah, I've got the traditional guys here. I don't know if I brought Orlando or not.
Limberry Castle Undercroft, music Terror 1 plays, and we're in a...
Fear number 1.
Dark tomb, a graveyard.
Basement.
Headstones and tombs are visible. You can't bury people in dirt in a basement. It is an Undercroft.
It's a tomb. It's a tomb, a basement.
Fake net.
Initializing fake net. A tomb is a grave or a burial chamber. Tombs can be above ground or below ground, unlike mausoleums that are strictly above ground. In most states, The only restrictions to home burial are found in local zoning laws that tell you how and where you can bury the body. It is not yet legal in Kentucky to bury a motherfucker in your basement.
I think the determination on that is whether or not there's a drain.
What, do tombs not have drains?
Do basements have drains? Does your basement have a drain?
Yeah.
Then it's not a tomb. You can't bury somebody down here. Where's the liquid going to go?
It does have a drain.
Then it's a tomb. Let's go bury something.
Okay.
All right.
Spiders.
Dogs. Headstones are visible, which is weird considering I thought an Undercroft was traditionally a cellar or storage room, often brick-lined and vaulted and used for storage in buildings since medieval times.
Is that exactly what you thought?
I think I Googled that. Elmdor is up top, and he's already taken a knee. Ramza thinks the Marquise is already defeated, telling the man, Elmdor, you fight a battle already lost. Release Alma and end this vain struggle.
By this point in time, Ramza should understand that Elmdor is preparing for a perversion, right?
I don't think that. I think Ramza is trained to kill in the pursuit of justice and worry about the consequences later. Mm-hmm. All he knows is Alma, to him, stands behind the Elmdor door.
Elmdor door.
Elmdor door.
Got it.
Elmdor issues a curious response. Chuckle. How could I release what I have never held? There are but ghosts within these walls. Then 2 pink ghost knights materialize on both sides of Elmdor.
Yeah.
3 more goat head demons appear behind our party.
Love skeletons.
Once again, we are fucked. Elmdor is into it, telling Ramza, but far be it for me to turn away the one Beowulf to grace us with his presence. Well, you know what's next. The scene darkens and Elmdor is engulfed in pink and purple swirling light for what could only be another demon morphing scene.
Yep.
Music the pervert plays for this pervert, now known as Zalera, the Death Seraph.
The Death Seraph.
The Death Seraph.
Wow.
What you got?
He's called the Angel of Death.
But instead of a threatening demon or a hungry slugman, Elmdor's demon form is a bug guy.
Yeah, I would say he's become a bug man with a bag of teeth hanging out. Like he's got a...
Are the teeth in a row or just a bag of
they're
teeth?
Just a bag of teeth.
Flesh teeth.
Falling out of a bag. Bugman, bag teeth pervert.
Purple gargoyle wings, purple boxing gloves, white neckerchief, monopod orange leg, Klaus Wessel from Windjammer's sunglasses in all black, and a circular toothy squid man bone mouth. Fucking Daffy Duck screwball creature mixed with Jeff Goldblum's The Fly looking ass.
I would say if you
I
took...
do like yours better.
I do think that if you took like a brown paper bag and then put like a mesh net in it, and then put a bunch of like sharp teeth in it, and shook it where the teeth were just hanging out of the mesh.
You can probably do that.
That is what this guy's face
You can probably
looks
get some teeth. If you go to the woods, you can find deer skulls and shit. You can get some teeth there.
There's some teeth in this house, I think.
Fuck yeah. Your kids lost those things.
Yeah. My kid put his tooth under the pillow, and I forgot to go give the tooth fairy money.
Poor father. Bad dad.
And he woke up the next day, and he's like, my tooth's gone, and I have no money.
Fuck yeah, dude. I assume the tooth fell off.
I still haven't found the tooth yet. So you know what I did?
That's so fucking funny.
You know what I did though? I'm
Slip him a 50.
Yeah, well, no, I took like $3 or $4.
Cheap ass dad.
And I went into after he left his room, I went in there and kind of like shoved it in a weird place in his bed, and so that he would find it later.
Oh, okay.
Like he missed it or something.
Okay, does he believe in the tooth fairy, or does he know that you're doing this?
He will say to me, I know that you just put the money there. But then he will also simultaneously say, "Oh, she didn't leave me any money." Like he's in this weird space where he like
in between, right? Still, wants to believe, but finds difficulty with the logical part of his brain.
Yes, he's having a faith crisis here.
Okay,
he's waiting for Jesus to come in and show him the stigmata,
right,
so that he can believe.
His daytime fantasies.
What's the guy's name? John the
Jesus Christ is who you're thinking.
Barnbeneth? No, the guy Doubting Thomas. He's Doubting Thomas.
Doubting Thomas. I don't recall him from my Bible reading days.
Doubting Thomas was one of the apostles, and he didn't believe that Christ had resurrected. And then Christ walked in and kicked the door down, and his music played. And he was like, "Here, touch my wounds, so that you can believe."
That seems to be the opposite of belief, because then you have to see, and then it becomes a fact-based observation.
Exactly, and I think that's the point of the story.
Okay,
is that you don't need to be this guy; you could be these guys.
Oh, I see. Metaphor. Good.
By the way, Zalera's name may be an anagram of Azrael, which is an angel of Abrahamic religions known as the Angel of Death.
Yes, he was Jason Lee in Dogma.
Jason Lee was Azrael?
Yes.
Who was Affleck?
Bartleby?
You're right, he was Bartleby. Okay, anyway, whatever.
Zalera the Death Seraph says, Here dying, join my legion of undeath. Your blood, the roses on unhallowed graves. That's a seal song, Chris. Chris, what's the Legion of Undeath?
The Legion of Undeath is the
perverts.
It's
the League of Perverts. The Legion of Undeath is the League of Perverts.
Yes.
And undeath does not mean can die, but has died and refuses to die. What is undeath?
Does not acknowledge death.
Good. That's perfect.
Yes.
Ignores death. Out of nowhere, the camera swings around to reveal Meliadul has entered the fracas. 3 cow skull demons, all different colored capes, are back here too, but I don't know if they're with her or if they're with Zalera. Either way, she remarks, the Marquise has made a demon. What devilry is this? Objective, defeat Zalera, commence. I use Construct 8 compress, and it just punches the fuck out of Zalera.
Really?
Dispose also does work, but Zalera countered and then killed Construct 8.
Oh, can you revive him?
I didn't try.
Oh, you didn't try, you just let him...
I don't have any revival tools on me.
No Phoenix Downs? No raise? Well, I had some Phoenix Downs, and right now, Selfie in my game is a chemist, and she just throws Phoenix Downs at the skeletons and kills them.
Okay.
It's good.
Forgot about that. That would have been a good
Yeah.
prep. At this point, I've stopped even looking up guide information because Orlando just does all the work for me. Like,
Yes.
he is my just plan to be like, well, I'm done thinking about this. Let's just hit the kill button with him.
In my game, I would use him. I would look at the clock and be like, okay, I need to get to bed. So I'm going to put him in my party so I can win this battle and not have to do it more than once.
Folks, Chris isn't telling you that he has save states available at any time.
Yeah, but I like to end...
The finality.
Yeah, I like to end on...
Can't go to sleep in the middle of the battle.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, right?
Corn kills and 2 attack. Basically, I experiment with like new characters like Cloud or Construct 8, and then when they die because I fuck up, Sid's just like, okay, kid, let me get in here. And then it is a rush to kill them before the timers go down.
So Zalera knows a spell that I didn't even know was in this game.
Yeah, what is it? Fuck Cloud?
Flames from hell, gather and fire away. Flare 2.
And the flames of hell are opposite of the flames of Christ.
American Jesus.
That's right.
So Zalera has a bunch of unique skills and a bunch of skills that we just haven't covered in this game yet. So let's go through some of these battle cries.
Mercy? Not from me, darkness.
Ah, yes, Mercy, the technique from Mortal Kombat 3.
Mercy.
One step closer to hell. Spell.
Ah, yes, the Linkin Park song.
It's called Spell. The spell is called Spell. In your game, it's called Bind.
The song is called One Step Closer, Chris.
Yes. We've heard this one before. One of the other perverts had this, but we're going to read it again because it's my favorite.
Run for your lives, chicken race.
Also, he has a variety of spells that we can learn for our characters, but let's just go ahead and read these now.
Join the Froggers. Frog 2.
Froggers?
Join the Froggers.
That's copyright Hudson.
Hudson Soft. Who owns Konami?
Konami, yeah. Did Konami buy Hudson, or has Frogger always been Konami? You know what? I don't care. Fuck it.
Yes.
Attack with a silent cry. Gravity 2.
It's Gravija in your
See,
game.
they're not Demi anymore. It's Gravity.
Yeah.
Turn off heaven's light. Blind 2. Listen to the Mad King. Confused 2.
And of course,
Sink into the dark world of unconsciousness. Sleep 2.
The dark web.
sleep into the intellectual dark web.
Instead of that, we're going to listen to some dialogue from Meliadul mid-battle. She'll wonder, this is the work of the Oracite. Ramza is desperate for someone else to believe this shit, and he tells Meliadul, do you now believe me? Your brother Isilud learned this foul truth and died fighting it.
Meliadul is a real doubting Thomas.
I think Meliadul may be bought in now, Chris, because she replies, you speak true. My father, Fulmarf, does he know of this? And now, right now, I'm like, thank God we're not going to kill one. She's going to join us instead.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ramza said he tried to tell Fulmarv, but he's interrupted by the cackling Zalera. Before me stands the seed of Fulmarv's loins, so much alike with your brother Isilud, both heirs of fathers, numen, unpossessed. The sire's flesh, a vessel without flaw.
Wow.
Without flaw, without sin, are these Christ?
Are the perverts Christ?
Christs.
The perverts fashion themselves to be Christs, yes.
Chris, what do you think about your sire's flesh? It's not your grandsire, your sire.
I've got a good story about my sire's flesh.
Let's hear it.
When I was about, I think, 4 years old, my sire thought that he would remove a tree stump from the front yard.
This is a great dad story. Yeah.
Yeah. And
fuck it, I can do this. Let's tie some chains to the truck.
And he was probably, it's weird to think about, but he was younger than we are now, right?
Yeah, I want to think about that. I give it an existential crisis.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'll just fucking burn this thing out.
You wanted to light it on fire in your front yard? You can't do that. How old's the fucking tree stump?
I don't know. I was 4 years old.
All right. Keep going. Keep going. No, keep going. That's not where I thought this was going. No shovels, no trucks. He wants to light it on fire. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to burn this fucker out. And so he pours gasoline on it.
Fignet, is any of this a good idea?
Initializing fake net. It's such a good idea that I want nothing more than for the both of you to try it out and see.
You don't really have to ask the fake net because I'm going to tell you what happened.
You shouldn't pour gas. Is an explosive. It's not. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I know.
Okay, all right.
Okay, he didn't have the internet. Okay,
all right.
My dad's like,
it's 1987. You piece of shit.
My dad is educated, but also he doesn't have the internet. Okay,
also he's a dude. So
yeah, and he's a dad. Yeah. So he pours gasoline on it, and then he's going to light it on fire. And of course, he fucking lights himself on fire.
Yeah.
Luckily, my uncle was there, and he was
an enabler.
No, he was he's my mom's youngest brother, and so he was like in his 20s or something. He was there to like help him.
So not dad's brother.
No, not my dad's brother.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Voice of reason.
Yes. And he helped. He still to this day says he saved his life or whatever. But interesting because I don't know if my sister was born yet, so he may have like saved my sister's life too.
It's true. Yeah.
So anyway, he had to go to the hospital and get a skin graft. So they had to take his flesh off of his like back of his thigh up to his ass and then put it on his arm to regrow his arm.
Dude, yes. My dad also had ass flesh applied to his arm from a glass accident.
Oh,
our fathers both have arm-ass flesh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That maybe our fathers are the true perverts, I guess. So anyway.
Did the stump ever get out? Is it still there? Can we go see the stump? Is the stump with us right now?
I think the stump's gone.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the stump's gone.
Do you hire a pro the next time, or
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. It's not where
Follow up with your father later. We'll hear more about it next time, Chris.
There's no trees in that front yard anymore.
Get on Google Earth.
Every time I drive past that house, I look, and I'm like, it looks weird. There's no trees there anymore.
Fucking planet's dying. Also, the word
Cloud.
numen.
Numen,
both heirs of your father's numen. Do you recall where you've seen that word a million times?
Numen?
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
No, not that numen. N-U-M-E-N.
Yeah, Xenoblade.
The correct answer is high school. Our high school had a name, and then below it said numen lumen. Numen is the spirit or divine power presiding over a thing or place. Lumen is light, divine light.
Oh.
I never knew what that meant until right now.
Did not know that. I'll have to check that out next time I'm at our high school, which will be never.
Never. Meliadul clears all this shit up for Chris and I. My father is host to a demon. So he's not God on earth, he's Satan in spirit. Got it. Zalera offers additional demon-tinged clarification. Truth dawns within this child's naivete. Who once was hers, now kin to naught but woe. Again, the demons speak in the fucked language.
Yes.
Let not such trifles weigh upon you now. Ere long you shall know darkness deeper still. So that's like basically it's going to get much worse.
Yeah.
Can you translate that to English for me, even though you can't see it?
That's a line from the pervert, right?
Yeah, the pervert is saying that.
Okay, I'm just going to read you what I have here.
Okay, this is probably the truth. Tell me the truth.
Yes, he's no longer your father. He's now a blood member of darkness. But no matter...
Put that on a fucking shirt. With fucking Scrooge McDuck.
But no matter, for now you and Rams will die here.
Fucking blood member of darkness. What the hell is that? It's a blood member of darkness, you dumbass.
What really confuses me is that blood member is not capitalized, but darkness is.
Good. It's 3 a.m. We got to go home. Later in the battle, Meliadul can tell Ramza, "Forgive me, Ramza, I took your words as false. I thought you for an enemy." But Ramza shrugs it off, instead offering words of encouragement. I might have done the same in your place, but now let us avenge your brother's death.
I did have this was a long battle for me. I had to keep dudes alive with revive and items because they kept getting killed constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like a running theme for every pervert battle that I've had for the most part, is that the last men standing are always Hornst and or Lester. And Lester,
no more women stand.
And Lester, yes, no units stand except for Hornst and Lester is always the one to deliver the killing blow before others fade into crystal dust.
When we finally remove all of Zalera's hit points, he starts to rumble and explode, as is the fate of all perverts before him. In his death rattle, Zalera hints at foes we might fight further in our adventure. Hashmal, bring order here, where I have failed.
You mean Hashmalam?
Sure, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
My guy then beep explodes before he plops into a purple jewel of auracite.
Of course. Congratulations, this battle's complete. You got a bag of teeth.
We then automatically find ourselves back in Limberry Castle, Undercroft. Music Deep Dungeon plays.
Oh, the music I have here is Epilogue from Halo Reach.
Okay.
That's
I just assume it's all
That's
music.
what my phone said when I did the little thing.
So of all the sites where you can illegally acquire music from this game, only one of them has like an extension of like 15 bonus tracks at the bottom, including on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I had to find that there, because I was like, what the fuck is this? This took me forever to figure out.
Yeah, I could not figure it out at all.
Ramza is down here chilling with Meliadul, and she appears to be brandishing a green blob of auracite. She also states the current state of the state. My mind reels to think such evil power lay concealed within a tiny crystal. These holy relics of church, I thought them no more than strangely colored stones. I knew not they sought to work true miracles through them.
I never thought collecting them would make a miracle.
Ramza tries to put Meliadul's mind at ease. The truth was kept well guarded from you and Isilud alike. Even Wheatgraf knew not of their true nature until he became a pervert. He said Lucavi, but it's funnier to say pervert.
Okay, I was about to freak out.
It is as I thought. Lord Fulmarv guides even the High Confessor's schemes to their ends. Chris, is Fulmarv the king of shit?
Fulmarv is the king of shit, I do believe.
As far as our current ranking of villainous entities? Like he is the organizer, he is the king of pervert.
I wouldn't call him an organizer, I would call him more of a manipulator. Because I think he's manipulating pretty much everybody except for maybe Delita.
Yeah, that's a good point. But Meliadul, as well as me, the player, can't see what they want to do with it. We want to know their endgame. Ramza gives us his best guess. I cannot see their ends. If we are to judge from Riovanes, they possess power enough already to drive an army to its knees. Yet still they do not use it or even flaunt it openly. There must be a reason, and that reason is our answer.
That's a very astute observation from Ramza.
But it's basically a paragraph to go, I don't know.
It is, but they are acknowledging the fact that these are some fucked monsters that aren't necessarily using all their fucked monster powers. And
this is true.
And they need to try to figure out why they're not doing that yet before they do it.
If I had to guess, they need a ton of fucked monster power to bring back an even greater monster.
Yes, or perhaps they still need the living.
They want to summon Captain Planet? Or they need more...
No, they just... Not necessarily, they don't need to like harvest souls or anything, but they still need like the political system, the church system, and everything to at least function, in the war to function as it is now to meet their ends.
Well...
They can't find the necro hole until they do other things.
I hope I can find the necro hole.
Yes.
Meliadul no-sells Ramza's contribution with her own best guess. Surely they stay their hands for something. The Lucavi are cruel and wicked and cannot be felled by men. Every tale and legend paints them the same. Chris, this evil stuff seems real evil.
It does.
Ramza the Brave pokes some holes in the super demon argument, telling Meliadul, so they do, but I have seen these monsters slain. They do not appear to be undying demons from which the legends speak. Chris, are the legends wrong or exaggerated, or are we reading the wrong legends and the legends are actually for something else?
I think that's a really good question. I think we're reading...
Is the nature of legends to be slightly flawed and incorrect based on the word of mouth? I
think that's what's happening, because aren't the legends confusing the Zodiac Braves for the perverts?
Yeah, that's the thing I want to know, is if the Zodiac Braves, if they always were corrupted, or if they were once good and this is like their opposing force that they, you know what I mean? Like, were the Zodiac Braves good actually, or always perverts? Is that a separate? You know what I mean?
It
I think
seems
that's
to me like
interesting
they
lore.
were. Yeah, it is very interesting. And it seems to me like they were always perverts because the perverts are coming from the zodiac stones. Does that not make them the zodiac braves?
But we've established that you can use the zodiac stones for both good and evil.
That's true. For example, maybe I'm about to answer my own question, but like Ramza has zodiac stones, right?
And he's not a pervert.
And he's not a pervert,
And he's not a pervert.
but also he's not turning into a fucking Alexander or anything.
Alexander the Summon?
Yeah, I was trying to think of like a giant
I'm not Alexander.
holy knight. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, shit, bro. Meliadul addresses that question head on. Legends are but stories embellished with each new telling. Mayhap the Lucavi are no more than ordinary fiends. Ramza says, yeah, fuck it. Let us kill God. Let us pray that you are right. Well, that's enough for Meliadul, who then presents Ramza with that green sphere of Orosite. She tells Ramza, I trust the Orosite to you, but I ask a favor in return. Take me with you. I must know what made my father as he is. And there's another thing I'd like to know as well. Chris, I love it when people get a chance to join our party so they can kill their parents.
I wonder how often that happens. First time in this game, but we should try to take note of that in the future.
I'm sure we'll remember that when the time comes.
Yeah, we won't.
Well, the second
thanks for
request,
that.
Chris. Meliadul tells Ramza, my father did a puzzling thing. He gifted the Capricorn Stone to Lord Dystarg, but I cannot begin to fathom why. Ramza can't believe this shit. He's like, oh shit, fucking he gave Meliadul, Divine Knight, joins the party.
Victory music. So, Ramza is concerned about Dystarg receiving the Orosite because he knows that his brother has a dark heart
Yeah.
at this point in time, and he knows that he can be corrupted, and that I'm assuming that Fulmarv and his friends gave Dystarg the stone because they knew
Yeah,
that
compatibility.
they could bring back one of the perverts. So
I just realized something ironic. When someone joins my party, it means the story will never kill them. But I could.
Yes.
And that would be part of my story.
yes,
And that's neat.
this is my story.
Right. Listen to my story.
That's something that tactical RPGs have always done pretty well, is creating your story.
Tell me my story.
Especially games where you have like recruited characters with random names. Unfortunately, you can always get around that story by reloading saves.
Of course. I'm rewriting my story. No fate but what we make.
I think the perfect way to do it is either do something like XCOM does, where it, like Iron Man mode, where it saves every turn automatically.
Right, Tony Stark mode.
Yes, Tony Stark mode. Or don't make it so mechanically punishing when you lose somebody like that. Make it a little bit easier to get a new character and bring them up to speed.
The Pyre system.
Yeah,
Video game Pyre, Supergiant game.
I
Remember?
haven't played it in a long time, but I don't really
Basically, some people would leave your party, but they would be replaced by equally capable people. It took a narrative hit, but not a mechanical hit.
Yeah, it's like when in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, when Cloud picked up the umbrella because the sword wasn't available.
Bow wow wow.
I don't know what that means.
Have you not gotten that song played a million times yet?
Oh, when the dog runs, the dog thing?
Anytime, it's like a dungeon field music thing.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly in choral.
Okay, well, I think I heard it when I did a dog quest.
It's the best song in the game.
I found it to be pleasant. So now that Meliadul is on our team.
Is her fucking name Melia Ghoul in yours?
No, I spelled it wrong in my notes here. She's a divine knight, by the way, and she basically has a combination of some of the skills that we've seen, mostly the armor breaking skills that we've discussed in the past, I think, when we fought her. But did you notice what the name of her sword is?
Jody.
Save the Queen.
Oh man, save the queen. It's Beatrix's sword.
Also known as a whip from Kistis Trep. Kistis.
Final Fantasy VIII Season 3.
Season 3. We have not covered the other one. We went long and weird on a couple of segments on there, so we'll see how the final product turns out. But first, let's consult the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. Thank you for joining us here on a Friday morning for some coffee and video game
We
talk.
got traditional coffee, we got cold brew, we got water, we got Monster Energy. It's goddamn Friday in the AM, Chris. Let's go.
I gotta love it. You have to love it. 7-8 says, feeling like I should not stream the pod on my commute to work would be a super embarrassing way to die. Neat says, a more embarrassing way to die is some first responder hearing you not playing this podcast over your speakers when you're dead.
True.
Yeah, you should definitely listen to this podcast when you're dying. I agree with that.
It would be cool to listen to awesome music while you're dying and not like people screaming at the rest of the car accident or whatever.
Graves One Deer says, quick, let's post spiders in the RealNet for Chris. I don't like spiders, but I don't mind like the little ones that are like Spider Bro kind of guys, that just hang out.
There was a very large spider at the door to my office at work the other day, and I was like, dude, if you stay out here, we're fine. But if I see you in my fucking office, that's it. Mm-hmm. Like giant spider, like palm-sized spider. And then I leave for an hour, come back, and he's sitting right there in front of my desk.
Yeah.
Like 10 feet away. And I'm like, all right, man, that's it. I'm getting the fucking printer ink cartridge and hitting you with it.
Yes. Need says waxing a car is Max Boomer.
I like to protect the paint. Like, I don't wash my car as often anymore because my parents moved, no longer have a fucking driveway, and I used to wash it at their place. But I like to have like a clean, vacuumed interior. Nobody gets to eat food in my car ever. Needs to be pristine. Protect the paint.
Cal L posted
I usually keep cars for 10 years. Go ahead.
A video of how to change the oil in a Chrysler Pacifica.
See, told you it was there.
But this one's for 2017 to 2022. I think mine's 2023.
You son of a bitch.
And it's also a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, I was going to say the hybrid will make. I mean, that will make a difference, but I would assume it would take less. Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you still have to get your oil changed as much if you have a hybrid? I mean, you still have to have the engine oil, right?
The oil also degrades by time, not necessarily by use.
Yes, okay. I mean, I still get them changed. I still get it changed when I'm supposed to get it changed. But Lobstop says peasant filth is strong. WP says sorry, they let it go. Yeah, he wasn't specifically calling anybody in the room peasant filth.
Yeah,
he was just referring to
the people that have spoken down.
All the peasant filth. So he wasn't directly insulting somebody. So we decided to leave it off.
We must be judicious with our selections.
Yes. There are 30 of them after all. Grace One Deer says, closing the arc with Argath makes sense and could have been fun, but that fight is shit and doesn't add anything to the story. I think that's a really good way of saying it. I just don't think it adds much. I think Argath was fully realized as a Chapter 1 antagonist.
But don't you like having little treats sometimes? I mean, who doesn't need any more development is Reese and fucking Beowulf, and I've got an entire long extra scene with them. Like after she's made human.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's coming up probably next episode. Maybe not.
Interesting. Mel says, I've been reading Full Metal Alchemist for the first time, so hearing Final Fantasy Tactics becomes more shown in anime is something I can envision perfectly. I think if I was to tell anybody to read or watch a shonen anime, like who has not ever watched anime, I would say Full Metal Alchemist is probably the way to go.
I'd like to watch Plastic Alchemist.
Mel says, just imagine if we had Valkyria Chronicles or Tales of the Abyss as a season, we might have another anime on DVD bonus series. Who says we can't do anime on DVD bonus series?
I've played a little bit of Valkyria Chronicles. I liked it. It abstracted the tactical nature to a degree where I found it satisfying.
Do you remember in Yakuza 7 or Like a Dragon 7, Dragon Warrior 7, do you remember when they had the personality quizzes that you could do to drive your personality up or whatever?
No.
You don't remember that? I mean, you may not have done it. It's optional.
There's so many Yakuza games in my head
You go and you take these little tests or whatever, and there's different tests about geography and science and stuff. There's also a Sega quiz, right? And
I feel like I would have aced that.
Yeah, I feel like you would have aced it too. And for me personally, the only questions that kind of got into the obscure stuff that I knew perfectly were the Valkyria Chronicles questions.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That's funny.
But there's some good questions. Sometimes it's like, what's this? And it shows you a picture of a Dreamcast. Like, stuff like that is easy, obviously.
It's obviously a Sega Pico.
I think there was a Pico question.
Of course there was. Everybody forgets the Pico. Sega had like 5 consoles at one time.
Eraser says, Miliadula is actually good, but nothing close to Sid. He has all of her moves plus extra ones and is stronger with better equipment. Emil also says, getting Miliadula after Orlando is such a bizarre choice for this game to make.
Yeah, it's kind of more, it's like, hey, you like having your awesome treat guy? Have another one.
Did you accidentally get Sid killed? Okay, here's her.
We got you. Here's another one. Perfect.
Cal L says, time for a meeting. Please don't say anything cool while I'm gone. Don't worry, we got you, buddy. Nothing cool was said.
Don't worry about it. There's going to be an edit with much more later. Or much less, actually.
Jesse says, my spider killing tool is a yardstick and a spray bottle, actually. Devil May Cry style. All right, RealNet, thank you for joining us on this fine, lovely, slightly rainy Friday morning. We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, friends, brethren, and of course, the members of the RealNet for joining us today. This podcast is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on August 16th, 2024. You can reach us via email, podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com, on Twitter at retroamnesiapod, on YouTube at Retrograde Amnesia, and of course, you can find us and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. You can get ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, mini-series about games like Parasite Eve and Terra Enigma, and also other fun stuff like streams and stuff. We recently did a stream where I showed Eric all the mechanics of the classic video game Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen, and it went swimmingly. Also, we played Mortal Kombat when it was over, so yeah. And NBA Jam, right?
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
Sorry, guy. Why am I calling you guy? Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the music.
Chris, this is kind of awkward, but you know about the restraining order.
Thank you, WorldSim, for the podcast artwork. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will unalive God.
And now you may go back to sleep. Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit about the Kurt Cobain thing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I love it. Anachronisms working their way into modern language backwards.
Yeah, it's...
Beat the filters, Chris.
Beat the filters. I feel like they say unalive so much on like YouTube and stuff like that now that like, why don't they just censor that too? I don't know.
George Carlin's got a pretty good bit about that stuff.
Drink that many of them.
Not good for your teeth, but still.
How's it not good for my teeth?
Carbonation does some fucked up shit.
Are you sure about that?
I Googled it.
Really?
Yeah, and Google, when you Google something, search is better than it's ever been. So,
on that note, I'm going to bring us alive.
My dentist told me not to when I brought that up, but she also tells me to pray for better teeth. So,
I was like, it's probably time to dust that fucker out.
Yeah,
and I hadn't dusted it in a while. So I got it out and I took that glass part off, and there was about 7 spiders living inside my computer.
That's good. Yeah. They're getting all the bugs that also live inside your computer.
Yeah, that's true. But there were so many of them. I feel like the spiders may have reproduced. And I found a lot of spiders back in this corner and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's weird. I pay a bug guy. He should debug my computer. So I got all the spiders out of there, and I decided that I don't want any more spiders to grow on my computer because it grosses me out.
Yeah.
And so I put it right there.
And you don't think they'll lead an assault on Chris' computer from the middle of the table, just on the floor?
Probably not, because there's plenty of other places they can go back here if they do get down here. But
do you have the agreement with spiders where they're free to live inside your home as long as you don't look at them, can't see them?
For the most part, yeah, especially down here because bugs get in the basement. So
it's probably a net positive.
Neat says, when I worked in Greece, I once got a tick pretty close to something that rhymes with tick.
Ears.
Dick.
When I worked in Greece, I was changing the oil of my car. Ha 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 ha.
You're a true man. A true man who changes his is that the most manly thing you do?
Changing oil?
Yeah.
I mean, traditional red-blooded Republican, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean by the traditional like pop culture. I mean, not pop culture, but
Not on purpose, but I'm kind of a rise and grind person too, considering I'm at work about 10 minutes after I wake up. Is that considered rise and grind?
No, because you don't post it.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't post it.
You're not a rise and grind person unless you post about it. Otherwise, you're just somebody who goes to work.
This morning I woke up and ran 6 miles and posted about it on the fitness app.
But you posted about it on the running app.
So that's okay. So not the social app, on the running app. It is an app for posting.
You're posting that for your own like self-gratification and to keep yourself accountable and stuff like that. You're not posting it to
flex,
inspire, or flex.
What's more manly, changing an oil of a car or aggressively waxing a car? Hand waxing, not like with a buffer.
Yeah.
You've got a terry towel on your buff, because I do that once a year as well.
I would say probably changing oil because you get dirty.
You do get dirty.
Yeah. I guess. I assume so. I've never changed oil in a car in my entire life, so I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start.
You could probably figure it out. I think the filter might trip you up, but I think you can figure out undo drain plug, let oil drain, redo drain plug.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Excuse me.
Try it again.
And the other thing, I'll put this later because we're going along on this, but one of the other things I really enjoy, or that I really think that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I think Remake did a good job of this too, is making boss battles feel really cool.
Oh yeah,
because there's always lots of little like cutscenes and things that happen along the way to make it always feel like it was a heated JRPG gamer moment to push through and win the battle, which I really enjoyed. That battle system is good. I need somebody to copy it.
They really found a good way to make it stretch the entire game and still have plenty of new stuff to unlock and learn and try to. And you don't have to do all of it. You don't have to engage with all of it if you're not on the hardest difficulty either.
Yeah. I probably would have ignored all the information about Yuffie when they were telling me how to play with her.
But Yuffie's so good. Yuffie's the best character.
Yeah, but I remember playing with Yuffie and having a lot of fun playing with her
For intermission.
Intermission, is that what it's called? Uh-huh. And so I immediately was like, I'm going to dive into Yuffie and put her on most of my active parties. So anyway, I think I think the game is a good game, and it's a nice achievement of how you can adapt some of these old concepts into newer concepts and make them look cool. And also, it still has a little bit of silliness to it, too, which I like.
Bow, wow, wow.
Please don't take yourself too seriously ever, Final Fantasy VII.
Did you get a notification for a typhoon in Japan?
Yeah, I signed up for, I have an AccuWeather thing, and I do want, like...
What's going on in Osaka right now, Chris?
I want weather alerts, but I don't want weather alerts for Japan. I mean,
You who cannot even defeat his own sister.
Congratulations.
It's over, Jarek. Shinnok is dead. The good guys won. You're coming back with me.
Never, Sonya. I agreed to help defeat Shinnok, not turn myself into the Special Forces. The Black Dragon, live on!
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never!
Come in, Major Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonya Blade. What?
Sonya, this is Major Briggs. Come in. Sonya, this is Jax. Are you there? Going somewhere, Jarek? Jax! I thought you were going to... Thought I was what? Dead? Like my partner you just tossed off the cliff? I'm sorry, Jax. Please, don't drop me. Wait, I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Final product turns out. But first, let's consult the RealNet. And it went swimmingly. Except for Hornston and Lester, and Lester's always the one to deliver the killing blow before others fade into crystal dust.
Wester gives the... Wester.
Wester.
Never mind. I stepped on my own joke. I was going to say he gives the best blow jobs, but that...
I don't understand the joke.
Killing blow, job.
Killing blow.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a reach, but you know.
Yeah.
I fucked it up anyway. Who cares? The next scene is very long. Are we doing it?
Thank you, friends. Why did I write that? Thank you, friends, brethren, and members of the RealNet for joining us today. Friends, brethren, members of the RealNet. I like that.
Great job, Chris.
Let me do it again. Thank you, friends, brethren. You okay. You have. Yeah, I mean that's. I did not have. Oh, wait, hold on.
I mean, there's a little bit more words, but this is like the end game sequence.
So let me just recount my.
Your fighting skills,
my battle notes here. Yeah, so
some of the shits. Probably. Very good.
Playtime's over!